Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are a group of pupils attending bilingual English classes in United as a national college from Croatia. Going deep into the study of this foreign language may stir your interest for the literature of English-speaking people. Reading offers us the opportunity of finding out new things about British civilization and culture. Belonging to the world literature, Thomas Hardy's work stands for the features of the last century society. Most of the 19th century society is looked into by Thomas Hardy in his Tess of the W. However, there is a question mark or better said a doubt at the end of the novel. Must Tess actually be held guilty, or is she a pure woman as the author calls her in the novel's subtitle? One aspect missing in the novel is the trial scene, maybe considered insignificant by the author. That is probably because the verdict could be a single one at a time. Having a novel in mind, we tried to present the trial as we thought it ought to have developed. The verdict is a full surprise. It could remain the same, but it could be different, depending on the attitude of the members of the jury to test this crime. Let the trial follow its course, but not before introducing the team members who took part in the debate. Sir Thomas Gregory, the People's Representative, Scarlett Escudiana. Sir Raymond Burns, the defense lawyer, Marine Union. Tess W, Royal One. Helen Bruce, Missouri One. Marian Smith, Cornet Tanda. Andrew Clare, Constantina Camino. John W, Mariana Maria. The clerk of the court, Sofia Lavina. And the honorable members of the jury, Ladandra, Lidia Ionescu, Brunana, Popescu Maria, Opișan Mihnea, Tătaru Artur,
The court is presided by Sir Lawrence Ferguson, the judge. Sir Thomas Gregory is the prosecuting counsellor. The accused Teresa D'Aberville is defended by Sir Raymond Burrs.
Rex versus Teresa D'Aberville. The charge being murder. How do you plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Do you know why you have been called in?
Yes, I do.
You may speak.
I am the daughter of a poor villager whose head was turned by learning that he is a descendant of the ancient family of D'Aberville. My parents wanted me to get in touch with our relatives, so I went to work on their farm, and I met Alexander Stowe D'Aberville. I was seduced by this young man, Means, whose parents, with doubtful right, bore the name of D'Aberville. He raped me, and I gave birth to an illegitimate child, who died shortly after his birth. Later, while working on a farm at our place as a dairymaid, I became engaged to Angel Clare, a cleric's son. We were deeply in love. I tried to confess my youthful sin several times, but I didn't manage to until it was too late. As we were to begin a new life together, it was quite necessary to know everything about each other. Angel, although sinner himself, dumped me.
I feel bound to tell you that dump is a pejorative term. Please reword your statement.
He left me. Misfortunes and bitter hardships came upon me and my family. Accident threw me once more to the path of Alec, who was trying again to seduce me. I sent a lot of letters to my husband in Brazil, but I got no answer. I took Angel's silence for a refusal to help me. I needed moral and, most of all, financial support for me and my family. So, I was driven for the sake of my family to become Alec's mistress. When Angel came back, I realized what a mistake it would be to go on living with Alec. So, as I somehow saw the approval in my husband's eyes, I stabbed and killed Alexander D'Aberville to liberate myself. I realize now that I had no right to take his life, but for a moment, I was someone else.
Do you have anything else to add in your defense?
No, I don't.
Then the hearing is over. The prosecution may speak.
I'm going to present the prosecution case of the accused, Teresa D'Aberville, by which I ask the honorable members of the jury to sentence her to death. Your Honor, Teresa D'Aberville is the daughter of John and Joan D'Aberville, and she was born in Blackmore Valley. Her father found out one day that he was the descendant of the ancient family of D'Aberville. So, she found out that near Blackmore Valley, there was a family called D'Aberville. She left her home and had a baby who died shortly after his birth. She left his farm, she left her home again, and she went to work on the D'Aberville's farm. In her efforts to get a social position, she tempted Angel Clare and made him love and marry her without confessing her previous sin. As expected, Angel Clare left her when he found out about her previous affair with Alexander D'Aberville. A few months later, she met Alexander D'Aberville again, and she decided to live with him. She lost the social position which she had got by marriage when she decided to become Alexander D'Aberville's mistress for a better life. While they were living in Heron's Villa on the 11th of August, 1889, Angel Clare came back to her. And Teresa Doubleville selfishly weighed the two possibilities, and she decided to kill Alexander Doubleville. Thus, there was no obstacle on the path to her happiness. The deed took place in Heron's villa in the town of Samuel. After committing the murder, the accused ran away with her husband. On the morning of the 17th of August, 1889, she was caught and stoned. The deed is stipulated in the article number 188 of the British justice system representing murder. The alleged offense is liable to life sentence in prison or the death penalty. Taking into account the circumstances in which the murder took place, I ask that she should get the toughest sentence, the death penalty. In order to prove my case, I ask the accused, Teresa Doubleville, and witness Helen Brooks to come to the stand.
The accused, Teresa Doubleville, is called to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Give your name and address for the record.
My name is Teresa Doubleville, and I used to live in Selford.
You may proceed.
You said on the road that Alexander Doubleville raped you one night while crossing a forest coming back from a party.
I did.
Were you aware that you were walking through the forest beside a man whom you knew very little?
It was the only alternative.
What do you mean?
We were coming back from a party, and most of the other people were drunk, and I didn't trust them. I had to find my way back, and then Alex showed up, and I joined him as he was my trusty cousin.
Did you know that he had paid good money both for the name and for the title Doubleville?
No, I found it out only later.
Did he deserve your trust?
No, he didn't.
How can you say then that he was your trusty cousin?
I had no friends, and he was the only person there that I could trust at that moment.
How did you react when Alexander Doubleville tried to have sex with you?
I tried to reject him, but he was very domineering.
You never told him that he had a son, did you?
No, I didn't.
Don't you think that a man is entitled to know about his son, especially as you have just said that he was a trustworthy person who could have helped you?
He lost my confidence when he abused me.
So you said on the road that you decided to leave Alexander Doubleville's farm for good. When and where did you meet Angel Clare?
After the death of my baby, I decided to leave my parents' home, and I went to work on the farm, the Taba place. It is there that I met Angel.
Did you also meet him privately, or did you only meet him when other people were present?
Sometimes we walked under the moonlight, and once I joined him to deliver milk to London.
Why did you agree to meet him alone at night?
Objection, Your Honor. The question is not relevant to the trial. Sustained.
Did you separate when Angel Clare didn't trust you anymore?
He had sinned just like me, and I cannot understand why he didn't forgive me.
After the failure of your marriage, did your husband tell you that he would never come back to you?
No, he didn't.
Could you prefer you living somewhere else?
Yes, I could.
Then why did you accept a relationship with Alexander Doubleville?
My mother kept telling me that Alec had a good financial situation, and by accepting him, I could support my family.
Did you live as husband and wife?
Yes, we did.
Did you love Alexander Doubleville?
No, I didn't.
Did he continue to force you to live with him?
He tempted me by offering me all kinds of arguments in favor of our relationship.
Please answer my question.
No, he didn't.
So you had no reason to kill him. What is your explanation?
I was confused. I lost control because he ruined my life, my whole youth.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions. Your witness.
In what circumstances did you first meet Alexander W?
While I was working on his farm,
What happened while you were working on his farm?
I was raped by
Tell us the circumstances in which you were raped.
We were coming back from a party one night, and we were all alone, and we had to cross a forest. And we lost our way, and he forced me to have sex with him. I got pregnant.
Did you give birth to his child?
I had no choice.
What was your baby's Christian name?
I called him Sorrow.
Why did you give him such an unusual name?
I considered him the fruit of my suffering.
Where was your child born?
At my parents' house in Blackmore Valley.
Did you love your baby?
I did, but he got ill and I couldn't save him. Any mother loves her child, no matter who the father is.
Did your relationship with Alexander W continue after the baby's birth?
No, I decided to leave his farm for good.
When did you first meet Abel Clare?
While I was working on Doubleday's farm.
Was it love at first sight?
No, I respected him, but I did my best to avoid him.
Why did you avoid him?
I knew I had sinned, and I wanted to spare him.
Was Angel Clare aware of your previous relationship with Alexander W or of the fact that you had a child?
At the beginning, I tried to avoid him, but little by little, I fell in love with him, and he asked me to marry him. Then, I tried to confess, but I didn't have the courage to face him. Yes, indeed.
Was your marriage a successful one?
No, it wasn't.
Why not?
He was unable to understand me.
What did you decide to do in such circumstances?
I made up my mind to ignore all human contact and avoid relationships by keeping myself to myself.
Did you take the decision to kill Alexander W and eliminate him from your life?
I didn't take that decision back then, although Angel had suggested this thing to me.
Did you kill Alexander W?
Yes, I did.
Why did you do that?
I was blind and furious. I lost control.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
The accused is free to leave.
Your Honor, the prosecution is ready to call witness Helen Brooks.
Witness Helen Brooks is called to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Give your name and address for the record.
My name is Helen Brooks, and I live at Harold's Villa in the town of Stanmore.
You may proceed.
Are you the owner of Heron's Villa?
Yes, I am.
When did the W family come to live at your boarding house?
About a month ago.
Did you offer them accommodation knowing that they were husband and wife?
Yes, I did.
Did the accused seem happy with her husband?
Yes, she did.
Where were you at 10:30 on the 11th of August?
I was at home.
Did you hear them having an argument or any strange noises in the next room?
Objection, my lord. The prosecution is leading the witness.
Sustained. Please rephrase or withdraw your question.
Apologies, my lord. Mrs. Brooks, what happened, in your own words, on the morning of the 11th of August?
I heard the moaning and weeping, and I knew Mrs. W. was in distress.
What did you do then?
I peeped through the keyhole.
Can you tell the court what you saw there?
I saw the prisoner.
What was the prisoner doing when you saw her?
She was led by a chair, weeping.
Did the prisoner run away when she heard you coming?
No, she didn't hear me coming.
What happened next?
I heard the man's voice asking what had happened, then the argument started.
What did you do then?
I went downstairs.
Did you see the accused leave the house?
Yes, I did.
What did she look like?
She was wearing a smart suit.
Did you speak to her? Did you try to find out what had happened?
No, I didn't. As a matter of fact, she left the house in a rush, slamming the door behind her.
Mrs. Brooks, in your statement, you said that while doing the house chores, you looked up and saw dusting on the ceiling. When did you see that dusting?
About an hour after her departure.
What did you do then?
I went upstairs, but I didn't dare open the door. So I went out and asked for help from a worker in the neighboring house. We went together to the D'Aberville's flat, where we saw pale, stiff men lying on the bed.
What did you do then?
I informed the authorities.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions. Your witness.
Mrs. Brooks, did you ever get the feeling that Mr. or Mrs. W had something to hide?
No, I didn't.
Were you aware that they weren't husband and wife?
No, I wasn't.
When did you last see the accused?
On the 11th of August, when she left my villa.
What was she doing?
She was led by a chair, crying.
Did you see the accused murder her husband?
No, I didn't.
Did you attend the fight between them?
I peeked through the keyhole and saw...
Do you always know what is going on upstairs?
No, I don't.
Therefore, why did you say that she killed him?
There was nobody else in the house at that time.
Except you!
Objection, Your Honor. Mrs. Brooks is not on trial here, so the defense must stop badgering my witness.
Sustained.
Apologies, my lord. So, Mrs. Brooks, do you know anything about the way of life of the accused before she came at your villa?
No, I didn't.
Therefore, you only assume that Teresa W. killed Alexander W. because you didn't actually witness the murder. Is that right?
Yes, that is right.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
The witness is free to leave.
The prosecution has no more witnesses.
Your Honor, the defense is willing to present witnesses Angel Clare, Teresa's husband, Marian Smith, and Joan W., Teresa's mother.
Witness Angel Clare is called to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Give your name and address for the record.
My name is Angel Pearl and I live in my friend's house in Easter.
Where were you at 10:30 on the 11th of August?
I was on my way to the railway station.
As you are Teresa's husband, did you live in the same house with the accused in Annister?
No, I didn't.
Why didn't you live as husband and wife?
We had separated about a couple of years ago
Why did you part with the accused?
because I felt cheated when I found out about her previous relationship with Alexander D'Aberville.
Did you ever meet Teresa after the separation?
No, I didn't.
As you are Teresa's husband,
Objection, Your Honor. Mr. Clare is not on trial here.
Sustained.
What did you do after the separation?
I left for Brazil.
Did you hear anything from her while you were in Brazil?
No, I didn't.
Why did you come back?
I realized I was wrong and unfair to her.
Did you ever propose anything to Teresa for a future together?
Yes, I asked her to come back to me.
Did she accept?
No, she didn't. She told me it was too late.
Why do you think she accepted to live Alexander W?
She didn't have any choice. She only wanted to save her family from ruin.
Did you ever tell Teresa that if Alexander W weren't alive, you could go on living together?
Yes, I did.
Don't you think this suggestion encouraged Teresa W to kill Alexander W in order to live free and with you as husband and wife?
Objection, Your Honor. The defense is trying to mislead the witness.
Overruled. In order to find the truth about the circumstances of the murder, I will allow the witness to answer this question.
I don't think this remark was meant to push Teresa to murder. What I meant was that if Alexander W had died of natural causes, we could have had a better life together.
Do you feel guilty of having suggested to her such a thing?
I didn't suggest such a thing to her. I just wanted her to know how things could go on.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions. Your witness.
Do you think that every person with whom you are on bad terms with should be killed?
Objection, Your Honor. The prosecution is persecuting the witness.
Overruled. The witness may answer the question.
No, I don't.
Do you consider Teresa W capable of murder?
No, I don't.
How long did you live as husband and wife?
Only a few days.
Do you think you know her well enough to anticipate her reactions?
No, I don't.
Do you consider you can know somebody only after a few days spent together?
No, I don't.
Did you hear from the accused while in Brazil?
No, I didn't.
So you were unaware of the fact that while you were in Brazil, she became the mistress of the man who, as she previously said, had ruined her life?
That is right.
When you met Teresa again, did you ask her to slay Alexander W?
No, I didn't. Like I said before, I never thought of such an option. I only meant that if Alexander W had died of natural causes before our marriage, there would have been no chance for Teresa to meet him again. No killing thought was involved on my part.
Why do you think she killed him?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
The witness is free to leave.
Is willing to call witness Marian Smith.
Witness Marian Smith is called to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Give your name and address for the record.
My name is Marian Smith. I have no permanent residence. I am living at the Flint Convention.
How long have you known the accused?
I first met her at the days where we worked together.
Were you on good terms with the accused?
Yes, I was.
What can you say about her behavior on the farm?
She was very silent and lonely.
Do you know Angel Clare?
Yes, I do.
When and where did you first meet him?
I met him on the same farm, the days.
Did Did you know that the accused was having an affair with Angel Clare?
Yes, I realized that.
Did she make efforts to conquer him?
No, she tried to avoid him, but eventually she fell in love with him.
Do you think Teresa was really in love with Angel Clare, or did she do her best to get a respectable position in society?
I'm sure she really loved him. I even told that to Angel Clare once.
Did you meet Teresa Dalville again after that moment?
Yes, I did. On the Flint farm bench, the farm I was working on.
How can you characterize her behavior on that farm?
The farmer was very tough with her, but she was doing her job in silence, obediently.
Did you know Alexander Dalville?
I saw him a couple of times.
Did the accused meet him while working on the farm?
Yes, she did.
Were they on good terms?
I don't know, she never told me, but I had a feeling that she tried to avoid him.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions. Your witness.
Your Honor, the prosecution doesn't feel that the testimony of this witness is relevant for the further development of the trial. Therefore, I have no questions.
The witness is free to leave.
Your Honor, the defense is willing to present witness Joan Dalville.
Witness John D'Aberville is called to the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Give your name and address for the record.
My name is John Dogville, and I live in the town of Sandhill now.
You may proceed.
Mrs. Dalville, in her hearing, Teresa said that you sent her to work on Alexander's farm when she was only 16.
That's true.
Why did you send her to work at such an early age?
We were very poor, and there was no way in and out living in Blackmore Valley at that time. And you know, sir, she's the oldest of the siblings.
I see. Being the eldest child brings you a lot of responsibility. But I suppose you never thought something bad would happen to her.
To tell you the truth, sir, I didn't.
However, it did happen. She was raped by Alexander Dalville and got pregnant. When she told you what happened, you accepted the fact.
Order in the court. I feel bound to tell you that unless there is silence in the court, I will have to evacuate the hall. You may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mrs. Dalville, shortly after the baby's death, Teresa went to work on the Tabote's farm where she met Angel Clare. What did you advise her to do when she told you that she wanted to confess to her husband before getting married?
Well, I told her to come back home. I was a good mother, sir. I even begged her to stay at the house after she gave birth to the baby.
Why did you do that?
Because women have secrets from their husbands, and their husbands should know everything about their wives. I have my own little secrets too.
Mrs. Dalville, did you know that Teresa did not love Alexander Dalville?
I did.
However, she accepted to become his mistress. In your turn, you and the rest of your family accepted the benefits of his wealth. Is that right?
that both Teresa and your family benefited from Alexander Doubleville's wealth. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
Why do you think he offered you all financial support?
Well, he loved my Tess, and I think he wanted her to be happy, and Tess would have never dumped us.
Mrs. D'Urberville, I feel obliged to draw your attention that dump is a pejorative term. Like I said before, please reword your statement.
Sorry, sir. Tess would have never left us.
Were you satisfied with your new lifestyle?
Oh, we were. We had plenty of everything. And my Tessie was a lady, you know.
I see, nothing to worry about. But Mrs. Doubleville, is Mr. Clare a poor man?
No, sir. He's quite rich too.
And Teresa loved him. So when Angel came back to her, Teresa found out that she didn't need Alexander Doubleville anymore, because Angel would take care of her and her family.
Yes, sir. I think he could.
Therefore, killing Alexander Doubleville and getting rid of the obstacle on the path to her happiness was the most convenient solution, wasn't it?
Objection, Your Honor. We have not proven that Teresa Doubleville is guilty of first-degree marriage.
Sustained.
Mrs. Doubleville, is it true that Teresa no longer needed Alexander Doubleville's help and support after the return of her husband from Brazil?
That's true, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
The witness may step down.
Prosecution for the Crown may present the final word.
Your Honor, honorable members of the jury, we have gathered here today to judge a person who admitted she killed Alexander Doubleville. First of all, I'd like to ask you, isn't that enough? Isn't it enough that a man died because of her? Look at the accused, please. You may see in her an ordinary English woman, but beyond that, she is a killer. A woman who has killed. Do you understand that? I'd like to believe her story, but I cannot. I'm an honest man who has always loved truth, and I want justice to be done. You shouldn't believe in words, but in facts, and all the facts convict her. Teresa Doubleville is the one who decided she deserved a better life, and who thought it was worth killing for. When she killed, she stopped being a member of our society. As you know, she wasn't married to Alexander Doubleville, so she could have told him she didn't love him. There was no need to kill him. You don't have to decide according to your feelings, but according to the law. Law should be above everything. I consider her story a fantasy which has nothing to do with this court or the people in here. One day or another, she might do something like this again, and someone else might have to pay the same price as Alexander Doubleville. Think about that. Alexander Doubleville is now dead. There is no way we can change that. But we can all learn something out of this, can't we? We are not here to judge her past or her experiences. We are here to judge what happened on the 11th of August. You should take into account nothing but what happened on that day. Teresa Doubleville considered herself the victim of Alexander Doubleville, and she decided to take her revenge on him. What right can somebody have over the life of another human being? Teresa Doubleville is not the only cheated woman, but she is one of the few who dared to kill in order to ensure her peace and quiet. If you find her not guilty, future murderers will feel entitled to claim the same thing. Think about such consequences. Don't think of her future. This country is protected by God, and Teresa D'Abbeville stands against God's will. Do you remember God's 10 laws? Do you remember that one of God's commands was, "Thou shalt not kill"? Yes, these were God's words, and they are full of wisdom. And without them, chaos would reign over the world, and people are afraid of chaos. And people should trust one another. The question is, can we trust Teresa D'Abbeville? She calls herself a victim of society, but I tell you, she is a woman who cannot handle the rules of society. Alexander D'Abbeville was killed neither by society nor by its rules. He was killed by Teresa D'Abbeville and only by her. Please remember the purpose you have. Do justice. You aren't here to judge words, but facts. Some people may consider her a pure woman, but I, Your Honor, honorable members of the jury, tell you that purity has nothing to do with a murder. Please think about the young man who died without having the time to live his youth. Punishing her is the right thing to do. Please do your job. Thank you, Your Honor, honorable members of the jury.
The defense has the final word.
Your Honor, honorable members of the jury, we have gathered here today to mourn the tragedy of a girl who has just one fault. She has faith in people. She was born in a small and miserable village where, from the very beginning, she had no chance in life. Her parents were two poor peasants who couldn't give her any advice about this dirty, mercantile life. At that time, she lived in harmony with her family and with everybody, but this harmony was suddenly destroyed by blind destiny. Her family hadn't enough money, and she had to go to some relatives supposed to be rich and try to work on their farm. That moment marked the beginning of all her troubles. There she met Alexander D'Abbeville, a perfidious person who was hiding under a mask of good intentions. And one night he took advantage of her faith and raped her. Can you imagine what was in her soul after this infamy? No, I'm sure you can't, because you have never experienced such a thing. And after all this, she got pregnant, and she gave birth to an illegitimate child. Unfortunately, the baby's name is previous episode of her life, and she ran to a farm. There, she met Angel Clare. At the beginning, she tried to avoid him because she didn't want to make him suffer. But Angel Clare insisted, and she thought that if he loved her so much, he could forgive her when he found out the truth about her life. But he didn't understand her. She had to do all kinds of work to survive. She went to a farm where she met Alexander D'Abbeville, who took advantage of her faith. And in these difficult moments, Angel didn't encourage her. Moreover, at a certain moment of their relationship, Angel suggested that eliminating Alexander D'Abbeville from her life might bring them together. When she met Angel Claire again, she realized what a great mistake it was having remained with Alexander Dalloway. She was blind and furious, and she lost control. She killed Alexander Dalloway, but she didn't mean to. It was an uncontrolled reaction, a temporary madness. Since it was a temporary madness, we can't accuse her of murder because only a conscious person would do such a thing. Look at her. She is only an innocent girl who began her mature life too early. She is not a murderess. She is only a human being who had no chance in life. You can give this chance to her now. She has this right, at least now, the right to live like a pure woman, because she is a pure woman, and you should not let blind destiny make her kneel. That is why I consider her murder to be an imprudent why and we must appreciate her sincerity. An inveterate criminal would have tried to confuse the investigators and not recognize immediately her moments of weakness.
Do you have anything else to add in your defense?
I do. Honorable members of the jury, I do admit I have killed Alexander D'Aberville, but I did this in a moment of blindness and despair. I didn't intend to slay him. From the discussion I had with Alec, I realized I would never get rid of his bad influence. The only solution in that moment was to kill him. I'm very sorry for his life and for mine too.
Then the court is adjourned while the jury deliberate their verdict. Do you have a verdict on which all members agree?
Yes, Your Honor, we do. We, the members of the jury, find the accused, Teresa D'Aberville, on the charge of murder, not guilty. On the charge of manslaughter, guilty.
Teresa D'Aberville is sentenced to 10 years imprisonment, and it will be taken down immediately. Thank you, members of the jury, for your attention and deliberations of this difficult case.
The sessions are over.
That was our play. We hope you appreciated our effort and enjoyed the time spent with us.
spectacol minunat și pentru felul în care ați jucat aceste personaje. Chiar vorbeam cu colega cât de mult ați muncit ca să memorați, mai ales unii dintre voi, atât de mult.
Mai ales jurații.
Felicitări și doamne profesoare. Și chiar mă gândeam că ar trebui să mai jucați încă o dată, poate în altă parte sau poate aici, la o altă oră, o altă ocazie, pentru că merită văzut de mai mulți acest spectacol. Vă felicităm și vă mai așteptăm și altă dată la noi.
Da, vom mai veni.